You have entered the labyrinth. Will your preparations be enough?
Hey, wait a minute. I'm in a labyrinth now? Oh, come on. I didn't ask for this.
There's just something about first-person RPGs. I have loved them ever since I played Etrian Odyssey. And since I played the first Etrian Odyssey, I went on to play every single Etrian Odyssey, Wizardry, and gone back to play other first-person RPGs. See, my favorite type of game was always RPGs. I've loved them since I was a kid, but I didn't really come across first-person RPGs very often until I started playing Etrian Odyssey, and then that really opened my eyes to everything. Now, when I read the box for Etrian Odyssey, I thought you actually got to make your own dungeons. Like it was like an RPG Maker kind of thing. Then when I was playing it, I found out I was completely wrong. But I was pretty happy with the end results. Having to map out the dungeon is probably one of my favorite things about it. You don't know where you're going until you actually move around, and you have to record the entire map. And it's something a lot of other RPGs don't really do, where you just see the whole map right off the bat. But I kind of like the fact that you actually have to explore, and when any RPG does it, it's something I really enjoy.
You have come across a random crowman. Will he be friend or foe?
What do you mean, a random crowman? I'm lost in here just like you.
Arcana was a game that I didn't get to play on the Super Nintendo, but I ROM'd it. And it was technically my very first time experiencing a first-person RPG, but I didn't play it very much, and I kind of dropped it because it wasn't really what I was looking for. Of course, I revisited this game much later and found that I absolutely loved it because just that whole going through dungeons and exploring thing. Considering how early this Super Nintendo game was, the fact that you had a map that you could look at while you were exploring the dungeon was awesome. You know, it just wasn't something I was really into back then, but now, yes.
Crowman has died. Death has come to collect him. Huh? You mean I actually have to do my job now? Oh, no way. Crowman, you're okay. Get back up.
When I got onto GOG, they had Wizardry 6 and 7 as a bundle. And this was when I was just starting to get into first-person RPGs, and I had no idea what I was in for when it came to Wizardry. Unlike other first-person RPGs, Wizardry was very RNG heavy, very unusual with its story, and it was very difficult to understand what I was doing and the job classes, everything. It's a little bit more complicated than your other first-person RPGs, but it is rewarding when you can actually play through and beat these games. One of the things that the first-person RPGs do better on average than the other traditional RPGs is puzzle solving. Not very many RPGs have really good puzzles. Usually it's move things around and push a button or find the hidden thing. But with this, you usually do have to track down different things. You have to understand teleporters, all sorts of different things like that. It's not easy, but like I said, it can be pretty rewarding when you win.
You have come across Guy Fieri in the dungeon. His trickster ways are known to you. Will you drink the orange liquid?
No way, man. This is mine. I'm not sharing this with anyone.
And I've already done a long video on Oblivion and how much I love it. It is a first-person RPG, although it's Western style, not Eastern. But it's important to note that this style of game probably wouldn't have existed if the earlier stuff didn't. Wizardry and other first-person RPGs were a big inspiration, and I love me some just Elder Scrolls, just in general. Now, as far as NIS games go, I have a love-hate relation with them. Because I hate the stories, but I love the gameplay. And it just is a cost versus benefit sort of situation where the more annoyed I am with the story, the less enjoyment I have from the gameplay. But I do love first-person RPGs. Labyrinth of Refrain was a very interesting game, which was similar to Etrian Odyssey. It had the first-person dungeon exploring, you had to figure out puzzles. The storyline drove me mad, but I liked the battle system. It was kind of different where you had puppets, where you created basically armies to use in battle, and the more powerful your combination of units were, because you had, I think you could have up to 25 members in battle, although you basically just chose one action for each group and you had 5 groups. I really enjoyed parts of this game. The story was, again, the part where it just, most NIS games are like that for me. I cannot stand the storylines. A lot of times I might pass on NIS, but I really wanted to play a first-person dungeon explorer. And the Labyrinth of Galeria came up, and even though the story was the gameplay was really good. And the dungeons you got to explore were very varied and different. So those were kind of the aspects I really enjoyed. And, well, it's not a perfect game. It was fun. I played it on the Switch, and I know that there's a sequel out. Maybe at some point I'll play that too, because I just absolutely love first-person RPGs. And have you played a lot of them?
A dangerous foe has appeared. It is Moiken the Troll. He has come to claim your head. There will be no escape from me this time.
Ha! Joke's on you. I have an escape rope. Come on, guys, let's get out of here.